Hello YouTube! Today I'm going to be writing a piece of music and you're going to be following along if you want. We're going to start with just one note and then we're going to build this up into a piece as we go. I'm back. I'm going to be trying to do these kind of videos every week. There's a little survey underneath this just asking what you, the viewers, really want out of the YouTube channel and what ThinkSpace does in terms of its courses. So if you've got 3 minutes, do fill that in, that would be really great. Right, let me show you what we're going to be doing today. I've got a very simple little template set up here. We have a clarinet. I'm using the VSL Synchron clarinet, a piano, Piano Tech, harp. This is the Tyrolean harp, which is a sort of Celtic sort of harp, which I really like. Celesta from Sonicature, and then Albrian strings, shorts, longs, and pizzicatos. That's it. If you want to follow along, then create a little template of your own. You don't using the same instruments, but you don't have to have the same libraries. So we want a clarinet, piano, harp, Celesta, and then some ensemble strings, shorts, longs, and pizz. Okay, that's all we're going to be using with a little bit of reverb and a great deal of inspiration. Oh, you haven't got that? Oh, sorry. Right, let's start with, as I say, one note. That's all we're going to be using to start with. I've got set my tempo for, 100 BPM, and we're going to start with the piano, and we're going to play a note on each crotchet, or quarter note. A little bit of emphasis on the downbeat maybe. I'm going to do, what am I going to do? 8 bars of it. Right, let's say that's right. I'm going to quantize them. Okay, then I'm going to chop the front off, chop the end off, and I'm going to duplicate that several times. Okay, so it just goes on indefinitely into the future. Stitch them together and go back to the beginning and slide it up so it starts on bar 1. So if you're going to follow along, what you're doing is literally that. You're going to be playing in piano. We're looking at D above middle C. We're playing 1 per crotchet. So you literally just have this little piano pulse going. Let's make sure the sustain pedal is quite an important thing. I want the sustain pedal on all the time if at all possible, but there we go. I need to move the sustain pedal back so it starts right on the first note. Okay, that's good. So it's going to just go like that. Right, now, that's all very well, but to be absolutely honest, is that riveting? No, but it's a great start. It's acting like a pedal being a kind of constant tone which goes underneath things. A pedal doesn't have to be held, it can be a repeated note just like this. What we're going to put in next is the harp. I'm quite like something slightly modal maybe, so we're going to be playing in triplet, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's just going D, A, D. Then I might well put a little bit on the end, go, or something like that. So I'm going to avoid the third and the second. I'm just going to be using the first, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the 7th. Okay, let's see what happens. Ooh, start again. Okay, so what you saw I was doing there, I was largely playing around with these triplets with little bits of improvisation going on. So the pedal, which goes underneath, and then there's so I've got this sort of thing going. using those kind of notes. Pause the video and go and get your door up, get me on the other screen, pause the video and get that far. So you've got both the piano in there and the harp modal thing, and then come back and then we'll press on. How did you get on? Good. Okay, now I'm going to add some Celesta to this. I'm happy to let the piano and harp, I'm in no rush with this piece. So we're going to let the harp and the Celesta do its thing for the first 4 bars. Then we're going to bring in some Celesta chords. Just simple triads. I'm not sure how it'll go, we'll find out. Ready? Here we go. Right, let me duplicate my harp piece a couple of times, the same way we've done everything else. Right, so what I was playing in there, as you can see down the bottom here, we were doing very simple triads. We're going, just going D minor, E minor, D minor, D minor, E minor, F. You can do whatever you like, of course. You don't have to follow what I'm doing. Then I went F, G, D. So nice and simple, nothing complicated here. But the 3 lines just work really well together. And so I think before we add anything else to this, why don't you go away and, because this might take a little bit more thought. So let your piano and harp, and whatever you've done with piano and harp, let it go for the first 4 bars. Bar 5, then you can bring in the Celesta, and then run it through, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8 bars of Celesta, which complements the existing pieces. So you can pause the video if you like, or you can just watch on, but now go and put in your Celesta part and then come back. Hello, right, now what am I going to add to this? I'm going to add some string. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to double up the piano with some pizzicato string. So where it's going, I'm going to add some pizzicato string. So this is about texture rather than pitch. So it's not just solo piano just going boom, boom, boom. It's piano with doubled up with pizzicato, which I think might sound quite nice. Let's see. Yeah, listen, it's quite a different tone, isn't it? Okay, good. So far, so good. Now, how about adding some string longs to some of this? Okay, so what I've done, it's very quiet actually, those. I was literally just reinforcing the bass line. I'm adding a bass line to it basically. So it's following the chord progression for the Celesta. So it's going D, E, F, D, E, D, F, G, D, F, G, D. Simple as that, yeah? And then I've left that long flow that long pedal at the end there, so that we've got something, so we can change the texture again. Right, let's duplicate out these pizzicato pieces as well. Okay, right, now I'm inclined to repeat the Celesta piece and then add something else to it, or potentially put the Celesta on something else. Don't know. I'm not sure I want to. I'm going to give it 2-bar gap. What happens? And now add the clarinet in maybe. Let's see how this goes. Long hanging note there. Okay, we need a bit more. A little bit more volume, I think. Let's get the. Come on, baby, you can do it. This is Synchron Woodwinds, so it's a really, really good sample library. But whatever clarinet you have to hand, or I'm giving a framework here. You can do whatever you like, and in a minute I'm just going to stop, and then however far you've got, you continue. Okay? How long will we be going? 12 minutes. That's all right. This is not too long yet. Right. What we're going to do is I'm going to listen second time through. For the Celesta, I'm going to look for gaps in the Celesta piece to add little clarinet phrases. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we've added a clarinet line. Some of it worked and some of it didn't. I might finish off. This is the last thing I'm going to add. Then it's going to be over to you. So you can now add if we've done the same as I have, you've got a Celesta bit there, then you've repeated the Celesta bit after leaving a couple of bars gap. Use the clarinet line to fill in the musical gaps. I'm playing the whole thing at the moment in D minor. So, for those of you who aren't super music theory techie, stick to the one notes, and I'm using. Yeah, look, you can't go too far wrong. Honestly, you can't go too far wrong. Can you? Sorry, Doris in Milwaukee, you can. Yeah, you see what I told you. Bagpipes is a bad idea. Stick to the instruments and you can't go wrong. Okay, come on, stop macking about, okay. Is this going to work? Am I going to add some shorts in here, some short strings in here? Is it going to make it better or worse? All got a bit out of hand towards the end there, but that's all I'm going to do, because at this point it's over to you. Do what you like. So there's a hanging note in there somewhere, so I'm going to quickly go in there and sort that out. Function, fixed lengths, bong, there we go. Right, I don't know what this sounds like. Let's give it a go. This is called I don't know, what is it called? You tell me, stick it in the comments. What is this piece called? Look, if you have been following this through and you're using this as a sort of, something to get you going, why don't you stick your music up on whatever thing and put a link in as well? I'm more than, then other people can hear what you've done. That would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, exactly. Let's now have a little listen and see where I've got to. What was the timing? The timing on those short strings was perfect. No, it wasn't. It was absolute pants. I'm now going to sort that out. I'm going to sort that out. Then I'm going to export the MIDI and I'm going to put a little link to the MIDI file so that you can download it if you want. So give this a go. Go and try this. Clarinet, piano, harp, Celesta, or something sort of vibes if you haven't got Celesta. But pretty much all these instruments I think you will find in certainly Berlin Free Orchestra. Look, they're all out there. You can get them free. And then long, short and Pizz string ensembles. That's all you need. And 100 BPM, working in sort of D minor or D Dorian or whatever. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. Just a reminder, underneath this there is a survey. If you want to have a say in what this channel does in the future, and indeed what we at ThinkSpace, the educational establishment of which I'm the founder, we're trying to work out what you want, basically. So we thought, oh no, let's ask them. The dawn of AI and everything else has made a huge difference to the way people learn, and we want to know what we can add in terms of value to your musical journey, and what matters to you, and what we can do to help you become a more fulfilled and happy musician. That's it, really, isn't it? Look, I have committed to doing this every week, so I will be back next Friday at 3 p.m. UK time. Oh, hope for the best. See you then.